And moving stories of survival and heroism are spreading across the state. News Channel 15's Elizabeth Fields sat down with a Columbia City woman who was one of the people who ran for her life, but then turned back to try to save others. Elizabeth?
That's right, Tara. Mallory Faylor was with her dad, a super Sugarland fan. They had fifth row seats, better than they had imagined. But they also never imagined that they would have had front row to a horrific tragedy.
It was supposed to be her dad's first Sugarland concert. It was supposed to be a night they'd never forget. Mallory Faylor says it was, but for all the wrong reasons.
I said, cover your eyes, there's a bunch of dust coming. And when I turned to say that to him, I looked up and the roof of the stage was getting torn in half, and you could see it swaying back and forth. And I just said, oh my God, and my dad looked up and he said, run.
Faylor and her dad barely made it out from under the crashing stage.
I don't understand why there was two people behind me running that got hit and were injured very badly, and why we didn't. It was an awful thing.
Then they turned back to help. Ed Faylor held the scaffolding. Mallory grabbed anything she could find to help prop it up. She says in the minutes after the tragedy, it was sheer chaos.
People were crying, they were screaming, they were yelling for people's names that they got away from in their groups. There was some nurses and paramedics and stuff that were actually in the crowd, and one of them came over and said, hey, help, to use the folding chairs so they could use them as back braces. You didn't know if there was electricity going through the stage when it was down when you picked up the stage, or you didn't know anything. You were just trying to help people that they didn't know at all.
And now that it's all over and she's had time to see that video of what she lived through, Mallory still doesn't blame anyone for what happened.
I don't think they could have done anything differently. I mean, they could have said there's a thunderstorm coming, we're gonna wait until that goes through, but even if they did, I know I didn't want to give up my seat, so I probably would have just stood there and waited.
Mallory told me there's no one else besides her dad she would have rather been with on Saturday night. To see more of Mallory's interview and more of that incredible video she shot afterwards, you can head to wayne.com and click on this story.
All right, Elizabeth, thank you.